Hi, my name is Maciel Hernandez, and I have been working for Verizon Wireless since I was 18 years old, going on 14 years that I've been with the company. I started off as a holidays greeter during November and December, and come March, I was hired as an employee of Verizon Wireless as a customer service representative. I did that for about a year, and I was going to school full time. And after that year, they went away with part-time positions, so I end up as a full-time customer service rep, and I was assisting the operations manager at the time as her backup. I learned the role of operations manager, and as soon as that position opened, I was able to get that specific position within about a 2.5 year span of starting with the company at a new location that they had just opened in downtown. So I worked in that location for about a year and a half as their operation manager, and then they moved me stores within that year and a half a few times. And during that span, I also was promoted to an assistant manager within the Coral Gables Verizon Wireless location. And I managed about 13 employees on a daily basis, Monday through Sunday, depending on what my schedule worked. I was a very, down to earth manager, open door policy. It was very strange for a lot of them because I was always the youngest one. I was maybe 22, 23 years old, and I was managing them. So it was very difficult for many of them to respect me and respect the knowledge that I had to offer, but I was able to earn that respect from them just because I was always there to listen, and I was able to empathize with them to a level that an older person wasn't able to at the time. I After that assistant manager position, I went into the business sales position. So I had never done sales before. I was always on the back end, either managing or in the operations side, making sure inventory was correct, that all transactions were done properly, that we were reporting that data, and that we were prepared for any audits that would come from corporate. And so when I was offered this business sales position, it was very scary for me, just because I've never experienced that. But I wanted to go ahead and try something new. I wanted to add that to my bucket of knowledge and be able to say, hey, you know what? I had never done it. I did it. So now you can respect me more. And I went in, and within that year that I was in business sales, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about business. I learned a lot about approaching customers, how to make sales, how to increase sales, what it was to feel pressure of commission, which I never got to feel within a store because I never did sales in an actual store. I profited from what my sales reps did. I just helped them get better. So it was very eye-opening for me in that experience. And within a year in that position, a position in the government side opened up to where I was an apprentice. And basically in that role, I learned everything that I needed to do to learn to be able to sell to government agencies, whether it's parks, education, all sorts of different police departments, fire departments. All those municipals were part of what I focused during that year to sell to. So I learned what contracts we can't do, what things we can and cannot do for government entities. It was very educational during that year. I had a great mentor. My manager was and still is one of the biggest influences in my Verizon career. She always listened, always gave me good advice, always had something positive to say, and always had the different views, which always helps. And then I went into operations in support, and I learned so much during that time, and was able to do what I love, which is operations. I've always loved that. Brings me to the position that I am now, and I'm an IoT analyst, and I manage 5 different states, all their partners, over 250 customers, which reach out to me on a daily basis. And I manage anything that's machine to machine covered, similar to what GPSs are in Toyotas, for example. That is a machine to machine device sold by one of our partners within the United States. And I am very proud to work for Verizon Wireless, and what I have to offer and all the knowledge and background that I bring. I am able to give advice on how to improve systems or how to make things better within the processes that we use, and that can essentially work for any company that I work at, even though it's not wireless, because I have worked with all different demographics of businesses, so it helps bring that to the table. I also, during that entire time within Verizon Wireless, I built a family. I currently have 3 kids, 3 dogs, and 1 cat. So I was gonna say 4 pets, and my daughter, she's my youngest. She's 5. She's in gymnastics, competitive, and my oldest is in soccer, competitive as well. So I'm a very busy person. I also craft. I also make shirts and party decor. I make necklaces. I started an Etsy store for my daughter to make mass necklaces, so that way she can earn her way through gymnastics, along with donating a school supply for every necklace sold. So I built her an Etsy store to be able to do that. I also have my own Etsy store for my crafts, and I am an Sensi consultant also, because I'm in love with all their wax scented melts that we can use warmers for, and I am just in awe of all the different scents that you can possibly put around your house. So I bring a little bit of everything into the mix. I like to paint. I have drawings all over the place, and I love to travel. I particularly just love being in family.